Sometimes people, in fact, when I leave here today, I'm going to be involved in a couple of hot cases with nursing homes, with lawyers, etc. involved. And some people believe that there's magic in working with challenging behaviors. I hate to dispel that. There's no magic. And sometimes people think, well, if we just find the right strategy, things will change. And today what I'm going to talk about specifically will be self-strategies, general strategies, and some specific strategies. But self-strategies really relate to you and people you can influence on your team. Because many of you are managers, correct? Many of you are in a position to influence other people. I hope, like somebody said earlier today, that you go back to your facility and not just say, well, it was an interesting day at the VOA workshop, but you go back and make a difference in some way. So, leaping out of that, would this be a safe statement? The patients, the residents, and their families are becoming more difficult. Absolutely. We know why that is. People are staying at home, they're going to assisted living, they're going to residential care centers, and the toughest of the tough are going to skilled nursing healthcare facilities. Somebody, Jane, I guess, mentioned that I go to Anoka, which is true. I think, when did we first start working together there, Wayne? Do you remember? What? 84. So I've, every week since 1984, gone to Anoka Care Center. A long time. And I've seen a zillion administrators and director of nursing. And by the way, they're doing a great job, the team up there now. But one of the things that's really impressed me, I remember in the old days at Anoka Care Center, if you belched too loud, they wanted to hospitalize them. It is not a place, I'm exaggerating, but it was a place where challenging behaviors were looked at more down one's nose rather than a challenge that we can do it. Also, isn't it true at Anoka Care Center, and I'm sure in your facilities, you're getting a younger population? I cannot tell you the number of times these days I'm involved with people who are smoking marijuana, not cigarettes in the bathroom, but pot. Not listening to Lawrence Welk, but Led Zeppelin at high volumes. People concerned that you're giving them tap water versus bottled water. Privacy issues, sexual issues. I think now the game we're in, for a large part, is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The stay is shorter, which means things are heating up. We have to look at ourselves as the Green Berets of healthcare, and that we can do it. Just on challenging behaviors, just as for a minute, like yesterday, I was in Rich Januszewski's, I think that's how you say his last name, workshop on psychotropics. And many of you know I was on one of the national training teams on reducing psychotropic medications in the late 80s, early 90s. We are back to using psychotropics at an alarming rate. The whole talks yesterday are beware. Beware, beware, beware of your staff reaching for all the medication that you're finding yourself. When you hear in your facility people saying, we got to get them on something, step back and go, why? Be the doubting Thomas and thinking about how things are changing. Now, I personally believe there are 3 medications that are offered in a healthcare facility. The first medication is the type going down the hall in the carts. And those medications can produce a positive side effect, a neutral side effect, or a negative side effect. Now, when we offer medications that produce a negative side effect, what do? Do we keep giving it to the person? They're leaning, drooling, hives, swelling. What do? We stop it. We don't blame the patient for having the bad reaction to the medication, do we? We say, oh, that medication is causing a negative side effect, and we stop it. So the first medication in long-term care are the chemical type, and it can produce a positive, neutral, or negative. The second medication in long-term care or assisted living are what I call environmental medications. Have you ever gone somewhere in a very short period of time, you go, wow, I like it here? Or go and pray to homes and say, I could live here. Or somebody asks you, what do you think about Bob's house? You go, well, I guess it's okay, neutral. Or all of a sudden you go to pray to homes and you look at a house and say, well, even if they gave it to me, I wouldn't take it. That's probably a lie, but we've all said something like that before, haven't we? All right. So environments, like right now, we could influence your behavior in this environment by turning the temperature up to 98 degrees. We could influence your behavior by turning it down to 62. We could influence your behavior by dimming the lights. We could influence your behavior very easily by me looking this way and then coming right up to you like this. Does this change your life right now? Huh? In a positive way?
Maybe embarrassing me.
Yeah. She said I was embarrassing her. So would that be negative or neutral? Negative? So I influenced her life in a negative way. Now, I might have influenced her life positively because I went over there versus to her. No. So environments can have a profound impact on people. Now, most of the buildings that we work on are old and tired, and they are terrible from a perspective of human behavior management or milieu management. Wouldn't you agree? It's like the two rooms at the end of the hall with dementia people. You notice how they get visited a lot? Yeah. I've often thought that we should give them a discount because they get so many visitors. Or in facilities now, it's great that we've reduced mechanical restraints, but all these alarms going off. And we have sick people in our buildings, and you hear beep, 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 beep. And after a while, guess what happens to the staff that work there? What sound? What sound? Environments can have a profound impact.